So I finally did it. I finally joined the hordes of people that get Loungeflies and Spirit jerseys. I got them I got the Spirit jersey at the beginning of my trip, and I got the Loungefly at the end of my trip this year in December. This was a part of the Disney 100 collection, and there's a story about how I eventually decided to get this bag. So I saw it a year ago when it first was released, release day, when I went to visit the park last year in December. And I thought it was really cute. I had been looking at Loungeflies at another trip that I had been in at the parks. I had looked at it at Box Lunch. I had been thinking about it for a while, but with the price about being like, there's like 70 to 90, I'm like, I don't know. It's like, I like quirky things, but I'm like, I don't know if it's going to be too quirky. But so I saw it and I didn't get it because I was also worried about how durable it was going to be for the price. I didn't get it. Even though it's funny, my new emo Minnie has a Loungefly. She has several Spirit jerseys. I had actually never really considered getting a Spirit jersey because even though I live somewhere where it's often cold, it just seemed like a long sleeve shirt for Florida. It didn't make any sense. But I did get one when I saw it at the Character Warehouse. I got this one. And I think it was a little more than half price. I got it for $34.99. They had a couple other ones on sale too. The Character Warehouse usually will have Spirit jerseys. It depends if you like them or whatnot. A lot are often associated with events that already passed, like Food and Wine, or there's 50th ones now. There's Halloween ones. I'm sure that the Christmas ones are going to be there sometime soon. But so I got the Spirit jersey at the beginning of the trip just because it was on sale, and I'm like, oh, I'll try it. And it was also chilly for December. It was like in the 60s. And you're like, 60s aren't that bad, especially like when you're in Michigan, but you're outside all the time and you're not expecting it to be that cold. So I got it. I was like, oh, it's on sale. I'll get it. And it turns out I wore this on like most days during the trip. And what I liked about it is that when I was done wearing it, I could just tie it around my waist. And I also like how this one, a lot will have like designs on the bottom or on the front too, that like I would definitely feel comfortable wearing this back at home. And I got compliments on it when I was at the airport too, back in where I'm from, not just in Florida. So very happy that I had it then. And then I got this at the end of the trip, the last day. I saw it on the first day and I was like, oh, didn't know that they still had the bags. So I saw it the first day and I'm like, oh, I'm going to think about it. And I went back to look at it. I wasn't even going to buy it. I went to go back to look at it that night and they didn't have it anymore. And they looked in the back and they found it and they're like, it's popular, so we can only hold it till end of day. And I was like, I had them hold it, but I was like, I felt kind of not pressured by them, but I was like, still early on in my trip, I would like to see what else exists, especially for this price. So I thought about it. I looked at other Loungeflies. I didn't like it. And I eventually I saw on my last day there, well, the night before I was leaving, but my last day in the parks, that all the 100 stuff was going 30% off. And I was telling my mom, I was like, it would be super funny. Like if I saw the bag, if for some very strange reason I saw this bag again and it happened to be 30% off, and I probably should get it. So I stayed at the Caribbean. We went to the gift shop there and it was there. They only had one left and it was 30% off. And I was like, oh, I need to get it. But now I've been with this now for like 2 weeks today. And I'm obviously not at Disney parks anymore. Are these purchases actually worth it? I guess the pros and cons are things to consider. With the Loungefly first, it could fit all your park essentials. I would say park essentials would be like a water bottle, sunscreen, your phone, an umbrella and or a rain jacket. It could fit all of that stuff. Like, it fits more than you would think. I have like my home stuff now. It fits more than you would think. I also do feel comfortable wearing this particular one, not just at the parks, because I just think it's super cute. I think it's something you need to consider when purchasing even stuff at the parks, whether this is something you're just going to wear at the parks, which is okay too, but you might want to have a budget in mind with how much you're willing to spend for something that you're only going to wear there. If you're going to bring it back for multiple trips, like the issue with Loungeflies is they're not the easiest to travel with because they're so structured. Like, you don't want to smush it, and partly you can't, but they take up room in a suitcase. I know some people will end up using them as packing cubes, and I know people bring a bunch back, or some people will just use it for the trip. That's just something to keep in mind. And would it be your style back at home for the price? It's something to consider. You can find different styles, like the Disney Parks ones are usually on Shop Disney or the website, or like there's a few Disney outlets and then the Character Warehouse. So you can find them on sale, but it's just something to consider. And I know a lot of times, like, you want to buy a souvenir when you're there. It's something to consider. Would I actually use this as a park bag, though? Because I only got it on the last night when I was done with the parks. No. Which seems kind of backwards. But I want it because it's just, maybe because of this particular style and the material, even though it's fine, it's more durable than you would think. I wouldn't feel comfortable even if it was the quote-unquote plainer styles or like the regular non-metallic pleather they have. I wouldn't feel comfortable on rides and stuff, or even just digging for stuff, throwing this on concrete on the floor. Like, I feel like it would get scratched easily, or I'd be more conscious of it and it wouldn't be enjoyable at all. Or if I'm like, oh, trying to throw in a snack, I feel like I would be thinking about it too much, that it wouldn't be enjoyable, and the cumbersome act of getting it down there. Like, usually I'll bring like a nylon bag as my park bag. You can literally just fold it up. You can stuff things in there. You're not really thinking much about it. This also, there's not really an outside water bottle holder. I know people get clips and stuff, but I personally wouldn't use it as a park bag. Would I bring it next time I go to Florida? Maybe. I like it as an everyday bag. I do. I will say I would switch out this bag a lot, because with pleather, which I often don't use, I'm worried about potential wear and tear. Like, it's not the durability of leather or something of that nature. So, but am I happy I got it? Yes. Did the 30% off affect my decision of getting it? Completely. But yes. And now back to the Spirit jersey. Is this worth it? It's worth it for the price I paid. Yes, I wore it so often in the park. It was lightweight enough that I could stuff this in a bag. I could tie it around my waist. It wasn't weighing me down. I liked the look of it. It definitely was clutch to keep me warm, but it's only maybe a couple months at best, in a couple days during that month, that it's actually that cold that I personally would wear a sweatshirt. I think a zipper hoodie is kind of a better fit, especially these are usually like 80 to 90. It depends when you're going, and Disneyland might have more chillier days, but it depends when you're going. If you would wear this at home, and if not, what is your budget for things that you would only wear at the park? Would you pack it again to take on the trip? It's those things to consider, and everyone's budget's different. Everything they have in mind that is different. It's okay to get stuff that you're only going to use at one trip, or you're only going to use in the parks, or stuff that you actually want to integrate into your everyday life. So overall, I'm very happy with these purchases. Would I buy more? I might buy more Spirit jerseys if they were on sale. Yeah, I would. Would I buy another Loungefly if they were on sale and I really found a design that spoke to me? And this one did. I haven't found another in the years I've been looking at them. Like, this is my Loungefly. But I know plenty of people like them. I like that it's of course you like to wear Disney stuff while at Disney, so I like that it's on brand, but I wouldn't consider it for myself a park bag, especially because I'm not a mom yet, but I definitely carry quote unquote mom-like bags or those types of essentials. If I was not the type of person that carries the stuff I do or considers these bags, like if I was like, I feel like these are great for preteens or kids or people who have strollers or aren't like carrying the quote unquote main bag. I think it's a cute accessory, but just how I use things and live, I wouldn't use it as a park bag. So I guess the answer to the question, is it worth it? You have to consider the price. Is it the perfect park bag, as a lot of people have said? For me, no. Especially, I will say, one thing I would change about it, the side pockets, I wish you could actually fit a water bottle in it. You could fit your phone, but I wouldn't feel comfortable because it fits like it pulls on top. Having this just out, because you can easily see your phone. Like, I'm not against side pockets for phone, but it's very easily seeable. Like, I'm not afraid of wearing this backpack and someone going into it. But for a phone, I feel like there's more room for error. But yeah, I'm very happy I got these. I do use them in my everyday life, and yeah. So things to consider while going to the park. I know I searched videos for a while about Loungeflies and reviews, Spirit jerseys a bit as well. So I just wanted to give my input, but whatever works for you. Awesome. Thank you so much. Bye.